Solo, and you are listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network, and I am so thrilled to have you with us tonight. We've got a lot of excitement going on in the station. We've been trying a lot of different things, and the last show was Boy and Girl Thing. We were live actually with the radio station WGSN-DB, and we had to bring that down. So if you were listening to that, we had to bring it down because we were getting some sort of feedback on it. So we have a technical glitch, and we'll fix that next time. So hopefully we can do that again. But we love you, and we know you love us, and you're so good, and keep us in your hearts and everything. And you're so good about allowing us to be able to try new things, whether they work or they don't work. And so we love you for that. So thank you for staying with us. Now, you know, our show here on Going Solo is just about moving forward in life. And so what better guest do we have with us tonight as Sara Troy. Hi, Sara.
Hello, my darling. How are you?
Oh, it is great having you all the way from Canada, right?
Yes, I'm actually in Victoria, BC.
Ah, it's wonderful. And how's the weather there?
We're a little overcast right now. We're hoping our July 1st is going to be sunny. So it can rain today and be sunny all weekend as far as we're concerned.
Kind of like us too. I'm here in Florida, and so we get it in the afternoons. We get a lot of rain in the afternoons and a great deal of sun the rest of the time. But I tell you, our weather is crazy, but, we love where we live, don't we? I know you love where you live.
Oh, yeah. Great vibrations here. Great vibrations. It's a wonderful island.
Yeah. Well, I wanted the audience to get to know you because you have a terrific radio station yourself, and it's self-discovery. And what better thing to do in life is to discover oneself. And so tell us a little bit about yourself, and how did you get into doing what you're doing now?
Well, it's selfdiscoveryradio.com, and I was invited to join another network 6 years ago, having never done a show before. It was live, and of course I pressed all the wrong buttons, so the first show was an absolute Monty Python skit. But I got the hang of it, and for 13 months I was with them, and then decided to go out on my own. So my station's just had its 5th year anniversary. We are over 1,900 collective shows. I had my 1,000th show beginning of April, and it's interviewing wonderful people like yourself who are making a difference in the lives of others. We are inspired when we hear somebody else's story of the things that they've had to go through, but they got through it. They've learned skills and techniques and wisdom and inspiration to pass on to us. And so it shows us that we too can get through anything. And sometimes just applying the skills or the attitude or the approach is what's going to help us get there.
Absolutely. I'm like you. I started out exactly how you did. I started moving forward in my life, taking something that was a challenge and moving forward into something positive. And with each step, something new and exciting, started happening. Yeah. Oh, I guess I should put my face back up there, shouldn't I? It's me, I am. But with each step, it's something new and exciting happened. And I was just amazed at it. But what I have found, and I think you and I have the same, kinship, is that we just grab a hold of it, don't we? And we just hang on. And and sometimes we say, we don't even ask why, why is this happening? We just say, okay, it's good. And we're going to hang on to it.
What now? Okay. All right. I'll try.
Well, I know you and I have talked before about, like the universe and giving us, I guess, a message or a sense of something that we're supposed to be doing. Something will kind of fall into our laps, and we'll not understand why that happens to us. But we know that that's something that we have to grasp and we have to move forward in. And so we just do that. And your station, and even though I have my own station, I want people to also listen to your stuff. Go in to listen to the podcast because you do more of the podcasting format too.
I've gone into video as well now since April. So it's both podcasting and video now. We're on YouTube. So they get both and a blog. They get the whole package.
Absolutely. So, I think people should definitely go in because I think we need to continue to heal ourselves. We need to continue to build and move forward in our lives. And so to, fill ourselves with enrichment is most certainly what we need to do. And so tell us a little bit about your journey as you were moving forward into, because I know you first started out with having your own show and then you progressed into that. So tell me, I'm sure there was a time when that was pretty scary for you.
I'm one of those people that I get given opportunities in life, and on paper, I couldn't do anything. But it's like, I'm always like, well, I don't know if I can do it unless I try. So I've talked myself into things and found that, okay, yes, I can do it or I can't. In the case with the radio, as I said, the first time, pressed all the wrong buttons, everything was wrong. But that 13 months of live shows was a great training ground. And it definitely gave me my calling, my meaningful purpose. I'm a spiritual counselor. I've been a restaurateur. I've owned fashion stores. I've done a lot in my life. But when I started doing this and connecting with people, the awesomeness of people, people that really should be angry at the world, and they're not. They have chosen to be illuminating and chosen to share their journey, to inspire others to what we can do if we choose to. And so it just became completely my path. And as you know, with the radio station, it's not just clicking and there is a show. There's all the admin, there's all the technology, there's all the everything else behind it. And so it's a lot of work, but it's so worth it when you interview someone like yourself and you're inspired by their story and it just resonates with you. It also shows us we're not alone. Because when we're in a trauma, we feel alone. Oh, we're the only ones going through it. And then you hear somebody else who has gone through it, who has survived it, who has thrived because of it. And that is where the invitation comes for us to step up in our own lives.
Yeah, you hit it right on. I mean, because I tell you, for me, I was just, with every step that would come towards me, I'd be saying, oh, I don't know if I could do that. But then as I started doing, I thought, okay, it's here, it's showing up. And so I must be able to do this.
Yes.
So of course I connected with great friends. I've been very, very fortunate to have wonderful people in my life that if I really get stuck, I call them and say, this is happening to me. And can you, what do you think? What do you think I should do? And they always have some sort of answer. And so I'm just so blessed to have that. But I found that the things that I thought were the most challenging were actually the most exciting in my life.
Yes. And technically, I was completely like, that's how you switch on a computer and that's about it. And then, online radio station, are you kidding? And initially I had a friend that helped me with it and helped me set it up. And then for him, he helped me set it up so he could remove himself. And then all of a sudden I'm having to do the editing and the uploading and the thising and the thating. And then when I went into video, it's like, well, how do I edit the videos? And then, okay, found a program, learned to do that. The amount of YouTube tutorials I do to find out what I need to do next, And
they're a blessing, aren't they? I tell you.
And now I'm on plugins and it's like, oh my God, this is a dialogue I don't even understand. But I'm surprised at how much I have been able to do just because I've had to do it. I didn't have too many other people to help me. And right now I'm completely solo on this. And so everything that comes out is something I've had to learn to do. But it's also taught me of how much I can do if I apply myself and I'm willing to do it. So it's been a great lesson on how much I'm able to do myself.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the beauty of it is it fulfills your life. Yeah. And what you thought, I was in despair after my divorce. I thought my life was over. I mean, what am I going to do? I have this big hole that I have no idea what I'm going to fall into. And then all of this started happening within my life. Never, and it's funny because I went to, and I think I told you this one time before, is that I went to a psychic, and a bunch of us girls, we all got together and we went, and I was terrified because I had no idea what my future was going to be. And so I was very, very scared to see her. I walk in and she just immediately starts telling me all this stuff. Well, you're going to be on radio and you're going to be on TV and you're going to have a show. And I have had a show on our community television channel. I'm thinking to myself, whoa, is she crazy.
Yeah, I had the same experience. 2010, I was actually in development of an electric motor with a friend, and we had got caught by 2008, the crash. Somebody was buying our technology, then it didn't happen. And it was like, where do we go from here? And this psychic told me, you are going to do something online that's going to save lives. And I thought, how is the motor going to be online? I don't get this. It's not designed for that. And the motor whole thing crashed, for one reason and the other. And I was completely in like, what now? Flapping in the wind, I just felt like my bottom had fallen out. I'd already been through the divorce and I'd survived that. But when you've invested everything you've ever owned into something and now you're living out of your van because everything went wrong and you've got to start all over again. And then this opportunity came and it was just a question of, just do it. And I have had people come back to me and say, this show changed my life. This show saved my life. Because of this show, I'm now going here. And it is so gratifying to know that the stories that we tell from other people are such an inspiration and so life-saving. So yeah, she was right, but I had no idea at the time it was going to be this.
Yeah, I love you so, because I feel that you and I have been down that same path together, and we both understand that. And so your station, and I think my station too, is that we give people hope. Yes. That their lives, what they are today, is going to change, and yes. They are going to be forever changed. They're going to be moving forward into a much more positive environment, something they had never dreamed of, if they would just give themselves a chance to open up and to self-discover. And yes. That's what you are about. And right. So you do change lives. You most certainly do. And I hope that you will continue with your passion. I'm just a
conductor. It's people like yourself that are coming on and sharing the stories. All I'm doing is I've got the camera on you. And that's all I'm doing here. But don't you find in today's news, I call it the CNN effect, they take a pimple, make it a volcanic eruption, and the world is coming to an end. And you get so despondent and people are so highly stressed, and then things start going wrong in their life and they just don't feel equipped to deal with it. How am I going to survive this? And when you hear a story from somebody who's gone through something horrific and you go, my God, how did they survive that? But look where they are now. Look what they're doing. Look how they're serving society. And it gives you such an uplifting and a boost to prove to yourself, well, if they can do it with what they've had to face, surely I can do it. All I have to do is make the choice to start looking forward instead of looking backwards.
Absolutely. Well, Sara, you are just a wonderful person. And thank you so much for following your passion and embracing, your gifts in life, because you most certainly have done that. And those that you haven't had, you've developed over time, because you've been fearless. You've just moved forward and just continued moving on with yourself. So how can we reach you? I think it's selfdiscoveryradio.com, right?
Yes, it's selfdiscoveryradio.com, and you'll see all the shows there, all the podcasts and all the different genres. We're on YouTube under Sara Troy, but everything is on selfdiscoveryradio.com. And the podcasts you can find there, you just click on a genre that intrigues you. You click on a show that intrigues you. It's a library. I call it the Orchard of Wisdom Library. Just ready, a click away. And you will find answers to your questions that you don't even know you've asked yet. It is 1,900 shows of golden knowledge. And so, and knowledge that comes from people who have experienced it. Not just from a book. It is something they've experienced and gone through. And I always think that is the best knowledge to have. So whatever you're going through in life, you'll find it here on Self-Discovery Radio. And if we haven't got it, let me know and I'll find somebody that covers that subject.
That's wonderful. Also, I would like to share with everyone, if you're listening to these shows, please, she has a button on her station and you can donate. Please donate something, because let me tell you, this is not a cheap thing that we do. Sharing, our lives with others and trying to help them move forward in a positive way. It's not a given, and, pennies don't fall from heaven. And so, please, I know you have that button in there, and I want people to know that, if you like something, just if you can afford to give something, anything is a blessing. So
Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you, my darling. Thank you.
Yes, you're quite welcome. Well, I love your shows. I love you. And I just think what you do is just awesome. They enlighten and uplift me. And I hope that they will uplift everyone else that goes on your station and listens to your shows. So I want to thank you for being on the show with us. Time goes by so quickly, doesn't it? Yes. I know it absolutely does. So we're going to have to probably close out the show. So again, this is Sara Troy. She is with Self-Discovery Radio. You can find her on selfdiscoveryradio.com. She is on YouTube with some great videos. She's opened up to that area too. So, we're just moving and grooving, and it's a lot of fun, isn't it?
No, it is. Yes. It's an honor, isn't it?
It is. It truly is. And I love it. I know it's a passion. I could stay up all night working and I don't even realize it's work. So I totally get that. But I love you very much. And I want to thank you for being on Going Solo with Cece. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, darling.
You're welcome. All right, bye. Well, hey, we got to close out the show. I want to thank you guys so much for being here with me each and every week. This is Cece with Going Solo, and you are listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. Of course, you can find us right on the radio station live streaming. We have shows for you 24/7. Also, we have our YouTube channel, which is WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. And then, of course, we're live here every Thursday night. I got to jump off because we have the great Bruce Starr, the love coach. He's going to be on to the next show starting at 9 o'clock. So I'll see you then. Bye for now.